Hello, NFL fans, and welcome. Now, today we are going to break down the AFC East. Originally, when the season first started, I did two videos. I did a video called Who Will Win the AFC East? And I also did a video called AFC East Beast. And the AFC East Beast were the Buffalo Bills. I picked the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC East going away. On my prediction so far, I'm on point. So that's number one. I did a great job there. Now, where I didn't do such a great job, I didn't have the New England Patriots at 2-2 right now. I thought the Jets and Miami would be at 2-2, and New England would be in last at 0-4. So I am not doing too good there. But big up to the New England Patriots, winning 2 games so far. They got 2 under their belt, and they go visit the Buffalo Bills this week. We're going to do a little breakdown on that a little later. Stick around. Have a few comments on the Jets, which we'll also discuss, so stick around for that. But let's just get right to it. As you can see here, Buffalo is leading the AFC East like I predicted. They're 4-0. Doing well, sitting atop the division. Patriots, surprisingly for me personally, 2-2. And one of the reasons I had the Patriots, I think I had their high total at 7 wins. And the reason for that was a new coaching regime and a young quarterback. And I actually thought that Justin Fields and Tua would be playing better. I thought they would be playing at a higher level, and they're not. And May is holding his own. So we're also going to take a look at that. Now, number one, when you build any team, you got to start at the quarterback, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the quarterback. So let's take a look at the full list. All the teams in the NFL, their quarterback and their quarterback ratings. As you can see, Lamar Jackson is number one. He has an 83.6 QBR rating, and I like to use QBR rating versus any other type of quarterback rating, because QBR rating, for example, takes into account if you throw for a first down in overtime versus throwing for a first down in the first quarter of a game, there's more weight thrown for that first down in overtime. And QBR rating takes into account different situations and importance within the game. So that's why I like to use QBR rating. And if you look here, all the quarterbacks highlighted in gray are in the AFC East. So based on the QBR rating, Josh Allen is the highly rated quarterback in the AFC East. He sits at number 5. Drake May comes in at number 15. He has a 57.7 QBR rating. Justin Fields is at 24, way down in the bottom half. He has a 41.6 QBR rating, and Tua is way down here with a 22.3 QBR rating, almost like last in the league here. So quarterback play is very important in terms of where your team stands and whether or not your team has a chance to win a Super Bowl. It's super important, right? So we're going to take a look at the AFC quarterback ratings. Just these particular quarterbacks in the AFC. And like I had mentioned now, Josh Allen came in at number 5, but he's number 1 in the AFC. He leads in quarterback ratings. He has an 81.3 QBR rating. Not only does he lead there, he has 7 touchdowns and has the least amount of interceptions, 1. All right. Coming in at number 15 is Drake May. New England Patriots has a 57.7 QBR rating. Now, this is below the league average. But I'm kind of surprised that Drake May, he leads in completions with 91. He leads with the amount of attempts. And sometimes that's a bad thing. You don't want him throwing the ball too much, but he has 123. He leads the AFC East. He also has a 74% completion rating. Now, for a young quarterback, that's pretty good. I mean, that kind of surprised me. And he also leads the AFC East in quarterbacks in terms of the amount of yards. 988 yards, and averages 247 yards a game. Not bad for a year 2 quarterback. Coming in at number 15, Drake May. And like I said, this determines whether or not your team are going to be vying for a playoff spot. Drake May's doing pretty well. Of course, he's below league average, but it's only game 4. He has room for improvement. Moving on to number 24, Justin Fields. He comes in 4th place in the AFC and 24th in the league. He's below the league average, coming in at 41.6. I'm a little bit disappointed in terms of where Fields sits. He had that game against Buffalo where he was just god awful. He was good against Pittsburgh, and he played well towards the end in the Miami game, but they should have won that game. And kind of disappointed in terms of Justin Fields, but he has next week to show and prove. So where I'm kind of surprised at Justin Fields, if you look at his yards per catch, this I would not expect. 12 yards per catch. And that's pretty interesting, for the Jets, because that's in terms of mindset. You don't think of the Jets as pushing the ball down the field, but 12.1 yards per catch is leading the AFC East. So there's a lot of room for improvement, but that's a bright spot for Justin Fields and the New York Jet offense. And then pulling up the rear, coming in last is Tua for the Miami Dolphins. He has a abysmal 22.3 QBR rating. He has 7 touchdowns. He's tied for the lead in touchdown, but also has the most INTs. He has 4 interceptions. So turnovers are a problem for the Dolphins and for Tua. And Tua averages about 188 yards a game. In today's NFL, you gotta be above 200. You gotta be pushing 250, I think, in terms of yards per game. But that's the breakdown. Basically, your quarterback is in the top 5 or in the top 10 in the NFL. Based on what your defense does, you got a good chance of being a playoff team. And I think these two are in their hunt right here. These guys down here, they have work to do. So that's the breakdown for the AFC quarterbacks. Now, the next thing you got to look at is points per game. Listen, if you're giving up 17 points a game, you're giving up 20 points a game, your offense only has to score 24 to win the game. So defense matters and points per game matters. So let's take a look at the AFC East in terms of points per game. And now this was pretty interesting. The Bills, they score 33 points. They've given up 90 points, right? Point differential of 43, which is good. But here's the real clutch thing about the Bills. They average 33 points a game, but they only give up 11 points. This is why they're Super Bowl contenders. That tells you everything you need to know about that defense. They give up 11 points per game, and that's why they are where they are right now. Coming in second are the New England Patriots. They score 102 points so far this year, and they've given up 81. And 81 is the fewest amount of points in the AFC East. In terms of points scored, they score about 25 points a game, and they give up 20. So again, this is the reason they're in the hunt. Number one, they got a quarterback that's playing below league average, but he's doing enough. And the defense is keeping the points per game down. So that's the combination that is helping the Patriots. And that's why the Patriots are in the playoff hunt. And now let's take a look at the bottom half in terms of the Dolphins and the Jets. Miami, 83 points a game they score. They give up 118. Got a negative 35-point differential. Now, on average, they score about 21 points a game, but they give up about 30. So you can see here what the problem is with the Dolphins, and likewise the Jets. They scored 90 points a game, but they give up 120. Point differential, negative 30. And they score about 22 points a game and give up 30. Now, you can't win in the NFL like that, and that's why these two teams have a combined 1 win between them. So let's see what happens next week as the Jets have the Dallas Cowboys at home, and Miami, I believe they go on the road to Carolina. And the Buffalo Bills are hosting the New England Patriots. So you got your top 2 teams in the AFC East facing off in a divisional contest. So it should be interesting. I think the Patriots are better than what I expected. So big up to the Patriots. And now we are going to take the third key. Now you got your quarterback play is important. Your points per game, you keep the points down, you give yourself a chance to win and keep yourself in the game. And then the third key indicator, I also did a video on these 3 indicators to start the year where I did a breakdown. I did a breakdown of the entire 2024 season. The third key indicator is run defense. So if you can stop the run, you give yourself a chance to make the playoffs. And in fact, the top 10 teams that gave up the fewest amount of yards on the ground, 90% of those teams last year made the playoffs. Just something to keep an eye out. So let's take a look at this breakdown. In terms of stopping the run, in league wide, the Patriots came in at number 2. Patriots only give up 77 yards a game, below 100 yards. That is doing work, guys. It's the reason they're in second place, and it's the reason the Jets and Dolphins have one win between them. But here's the odd thing. Look at this. Buffalo Bills are like in next to last place in terms of stopping the run. They give up 164 yards a game. That's concerning. That's really, really high. But regardless of the yards are one thing. The thing they're not giving up is points. Points matter. But I still consider this a key indicator because as we move deeper into the season, let's see if this run defense improves for the Bills. And if you remember, the Buffalo Bills, instead of drafting a receiver, they drafted defensive linemen. And, seeing 164 yards a game is pretty scary. That's a pretty bad stat for the Buffalo Bills. But let's see if they improve on that. So number 1 are the New England Patriots in the AFC East. They come in league-wide at number 2 at stopping the run, 3.3 yards attempt, and 77 yards a game. Coming in number 2 in the AFC East are the New York Jets. They come in 24th league-wide. They give up 130 yards a game. It's a little high. The Jets can improve on that. And I thought the Jets defense would be better than it is. My problem with the Jets defense, they can never hold the lead. Whenever the offense get them a lead, they give it back. It's maddening watching the Jets. I'm a Jet fan, by the way. It's maddening. It drives me crazy. The defense can never hold the leads. That's one of the major issues that I have there, and this is something the Jets have to improve on. Coming in at number 3, 30th in the league, the Miami Dolphins, but 3rd in the AFC East, giving up 158 yards on the ground, 5.1 yards attempt, really high. And I guess just in general, the AFC East is pretty pathetic in terms of stopping the run overall. And as you can see here, the league average is 114. 3 to 4 other teams are below a league average. So, just something to watch out for there. And, just in terms of these next matchups, the Bills are going against the Patriots. The Bills are home, so I have the Bills winning that. But I really think the Patriots, this is going to be a chance. This could be their coming out party. Going on the road. Clearly, they have some talent. Clearly, they're playing better than the Dolphins and the Jets, but I don't think that's saying much. So this is going to be a real test to see where the New England Patriots stand. We'll know after this week with the Buffalo Bills. The Jets have the Dallas Cowboys coming. The Jets are at home. The Jets are trying to avoid going 0-5. I think there were 2 other times where they started the season this bad. I think it was the Adam Gase years. I think they started 0-13, and in 1976 they went 0-5, 0-4 under Lou Holtz. So just trying to avoid more negative history here with the Jets. The Jets are home. As a Jet fan, come on, guys, give me something. Give me something. The Cowboys secondary is suspect. The Jets can run the ball, so there's no excuses. Jets, you got to go out and win this home game against the Cowboys. All right? Can you do that, please? And now to the Miami Dolphins, I think they're going on the road. The Carolina Panthers. This is a winnable game for Miami. Miami is playing better. They started the season out just really shaky, looking bad. But the offense went up to Buffalo. They played well. They could have won that game if it wasn't for a penalty. They had a chance to get the ball back and to drive down, I believe, with the lead at the time. So Miami's playing better. They played well up in Buffalo. They beat the Jets, which is not saying nothing. But, Miami made plays. If you look in that game, Miami got turnovers, right? That's making plays. The Jets haven't caused one turnover the entire year. You know what I'm saying? So give credit to Miami. They made plays to win the game. the same way the Jets handed them the game, but Miami made plays. And then the interesting thing about this Jet and Dallas game, all right, the Jets have no turnovers this year, but the Cowboys turned the ball over. I think the Cowboys, I think they have 4 interceptions and like 2 lost fumbles. So this is a chance for the Jets, number one, to run the ball, number two, push the ball down the field because of the Cowboys secondary. And you're home. Beat the Cowboys at home. Jets. Can you do that, please? Get in the win column. I believe the Jets could win this week. I believe Miami could win against the Panthers. And then I think that the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bill game is going to be very, very good. I think it's going to be a litmus test to see how good the New England Patriots really are. So guys, that is my AFC breakdown. Check out some of my prior videos. Like I said, I did the Beast of the East. It's one of my old videos on the AFC East. And I also did a video on who will win the AFC East, where I picked the Buffalo Bills. So that's my breakdown for this week. I'm going to do this breakdown in the coming weeks. I'm going to let the teams get a few more games under their belt, but I will continue this breakdown. And also subscribe to the channel, put your comments in there, and put some likes in there. I really appreciate it. And we will talk soon. Peace.